Today's headline is Thrilling Incident. It says, the following is from the Charleston Evening News. An incident occurred at the Key Biscayne Lighthouse during the Florida War, which is perhaps worth recording. The light was kept by a man named Thompson, his only companion being an old black man. They both lived in a small hut near the lighthouse. One evening, about dusk, they discovered a party of some 15 or 20 Indians creeping upon them, upon which they immediately retreated into the lighthouse, carrying with them a keg of gunpowder with their guns and ammunition. From the windows of the lighthouse, Thompson fired upon them several times, but the moment he would show himself at the window, the glass would be instantly riddled with rifle balls, and he had no alternative but to lie close. The Indians, meanwhile, getting out of patience and not being able to force open the door, which Thompson had secured, collected piles of wood, which being placed against the door and set fire to, in process of time, not only burned through the door, but also set fire to the staircase conducting the lantern into which Thompson and the other men were compelled to retreat. From this, too, they were finally driven by the encroaching flames and were forced to get outside on the parapet wall, which was no more than 3 feet wide. The flames now began to ascend, and from a chimney some 15 or 20 feet above the lighthouse. These two men had to lie in this situation some 70 feet above the ground, with a blazing furnace roasting them on one side, and the Indians on the other embracing every occasion so soon as any part of the body was exposed to pop at them. The black man incautiously exposing himself was killed, while Thompson received several balls in his feet, which he had projected beyond the wall. Nearly roasted to death in a fit of desperation, Thompson seized the keg of gunpowder he had still preserved to keep it from the hands of the enemy, and threw it into the blazing lighthouse, hoping to end his own sufferings and destroy the savages. In a few moments it exploded, but the walls were too strong to be shaken, and the explosion took place out on top of the lighthouse, as though it had been fired from a gun. The effect of the concussion was to throw down the blazing materials level with the ground, so as to produce a subsidence of the flames, and Thompson was permitted to remain exempt from its influence. Before day, the Indians were off, and Thompson, being left alone, was compelled to throw off the body of the black man while strength was yet left in him before it putrefied. The explosion of the powder was heard on board of a revenue cutter some distance off, which immediately proceeded to the spot to ascertain what had occurred, when they found the lighthouse burnt and the keeper above on the top of it. Various expedients were resorted to get him down, and finally a kite was made and raised with a strong twine, and so maneuvered as to bring the line within his reach, to which a rope of good size was next attached and hauled up by Thompson. Finally, a block, which being fastened to the top of the lighthouse and having a rope rove in it, enabled the crew to haul up a couple of men, by whose aid Thompson was safely landed on terra firma. The Indians had attempted to reach him by means of the lightning rod, to which they had attached thongs of buckskin, but could not succeed in getting more than halfway up. This story came from the great state of New York, being reported in the Binghamton Courier of July 1st, 1846. Thank you for joining us today. If you want to continue to uncover all of America's lost and forgotten history, then remember before you leave to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and remember to like and comment below. And we will see you next time on Americana Archives.